Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is another sewing video. It's a kind of a roundup of what I've sewn recently, and I've done quite a few new garments for my little son who's nearly 3, which is quite crazy. I can't quite get my head around that. I've also done a couple of pieces for me which were not very successful, which is kind of the story of the moment. Is like my toddler makes are super cute and easy and they look really good and they work and fit fine, and then the stuff I'm making for me, it's just not coming out right. I think I'm having problems with the fit and I'm having problems with the fabric that I've chosen. And I don't know. I think I just need to choose a different pattern, choose the right fabric, and then get the fit right. I mean, obviously it's like going back to basics, I suppose. That's obviously what you're supposed to do when you're sewing clothes, but I'm finding with the stuff that I make for my son, it's much smoother sailing. So anyway, so the stuff that I've made, so I made 2 of the same sweatshirt. This is a pattern by Waves and Wild, and it's the Driftwood Dolman sweatshirt. So you can see it has the bodice, front and back, and they're slightly different pattern pieces because the neckline at the front is lower, but other than that they're the same. And then you've got the arms, the little cuff bands there, you've got a neck band, and then you've got a waistband. And so I did the sleeves and the waistband in black, and then I used this really fun textured, kind of multicoloured, but it's kind of like blues and purple jersey fabric that I have left over for both the bodice, the neck and the cuffs, if you can see that. And then it was really quick and easy to put that together. The fabric was really easy to sew, and the pattern itself is just pretty straightforward and simple. It's all just unfinished edges inside, and it's not going to fray or anything, so I've not really fussed about it being really neat inside, but it looks like quite nice. It's already dirty obviously, but it's quite nice on the outside. And then I made another one in this fabric. This is a dinosaur jersey fabric, and then some just plain green. I did green for the sleeves and the cuffs and the waist and the neck band. I meant to do the dinosaurs on the arm cuffs as well, like I had done in the other one, as more of a contrast, but I had just cut them out of this and I didn't want to waste the fabric, so I've just done the whole sleeve as being green, which makes it look a little bit different from the other one, I suppose. And then you also have the contrast green around the neck, which you didn't really have on the other one. This fabric, the dinosaur fabric, is from Jelly Fabrics, which is a really nice online shop for like jersey fabrics and knit fabrics. They have quite a wide selection, and it's really like child-based, child-centered, child-focused fabric design, so all the patterns are very like kiddie. I wouldn't have picked this dinosaur fabric. It wasn't my favourite. I do love dinosaurs, but I kind of think they're a bit scary. I don't know. Is that just me? And there's something about the graphic that I just don't love. But I did get one of their mystery bundles, and I actually did a video just showing what was in the bundle, and this was one of the fabrics that I got, and I just thought it's like a sort of, I don't know what, it's got like a terry back or something. I'm not really an expert on fabrics, clearly, but it just lended itself well to making a sweatshirt, and I didn't know what else I'd make out of it, and I had the green and it went, so I just decided to use it. I'm trying to use up fabric from my stash, but then I keep buying more fabric, so. As well as the, so these 2 are the same style, the Driftwood Dolman sweatshirt, and the pattern that you get from Waves and Wild is quite good. There's lots of different variations that you can make, so you can have it where it's like an all-in-one, so the sleeves are not separate and you just cut out one piece. You can have it so that you have bishop sleeves, I think they're called, so they're just like bigger and poofier. You can have it cropped length, and you can also have it so that it ties around the waist, not ties around the waist, but just has a little tie on the side of the waist. So I guess that would be quite cute if it was like in a thinner fabric, cropped short sleeves, because you can do short sleeves as well, short sleeves and then you have a little tie. I think that would be quite cute as a little summer t-shirt, a little summer top. But I just decided to do the sweatshirt ones, and once I cut out the pattern for the first one I thought I'll just use the same pattern pieces basically. But it might be fun to try the cropped version, and also do it in a thin fabric and do it as like a t-shirt. I don't know if that would work. Yeah, so as well as getting the Jelly Fabric mystery bundle box thing, I did also order a mystery bundle from Frugi, and Frugi is an organic cotton, so the bundle was organic cotton pieces. Frugi sells kids clothes. I didn't realise they sold the fabric as well, but what they sell is just the remnants, the offcuts. What they actually mostly sell is kids and adults clothing, but they have like quite distinctive designs, and then all the fabric I think everything's organic cotton. So I got one of their mystery bundles, and it was 5 pieces that were 50 by 50 centimetres, and I think I got it for about £8 plus postage, but I think that price was actually a half price offer on the mystery box. So for the amount of fabric that you get, if you pay full price plus postage, it's expensive I think, but I did get the discount. And I do like the fabrics that I got. Obviously you don't know what you're going to get, but I'm quite pleased with them. So I wanted to use some of them, and I also, like I said, wanted to use up some of my other like fabrics, scraps, remnants, whatever. And making kids clothes is just such a good way of doing that, because obviously their pattern pieces are so much smaller. So I decided I've made a couple of pairs of the Lightning legging shorts. Lightning leggings is a pattern by Waves and Wild. It's actually a free pattern, so if you go on the Waves and Wild website you can just download the Lightning leggings pattern. And I'd made the shorts version, which are kind of knee length, and I posted those as well. But I decided to make the full length leggings and sort of patchwork together the different fabrics that I had. I did at one point think that when I got the Frugi pieces, because they were all really nice, I would make I'd want to make like a t-shirt or a top or shorts or something from one of the pieces, but they're not big enough given the size he is now and the fact that the pieces are quite small. So I decided to do some patchworking, kind of patchworked. So these are them. They're a bit mucky now, so they need to go in the wash, but these are the leggings. So you've got like blue and white stripes on the neckband and then also on the cuffs. And then I've got the kites at the top are a Frugi fabric. These lines I think were from Jelly Fabric a while ago. I made a couple of tops with them. I've got the pink polka dots were from the Frugi box. This plain yellow was from the Jelly Fabrics mystery box. On the back is just some red and then some pink jersey that I've had for ages. I can't really remember. I think the pink might have come from Minerva. Then you've got more of this like textured jersey that his jumper was made from. I've also got a jumper made out of this. He's also got trousers made out of this. I got quite a lot of it. I think this is from Minerva as well. And then this is one I ordered from Jelly Fabrics, and it's like a light blue colour with like animals wearing superhero masks, and I made him a tank top and short set from that fabric as well. So it's kind of fun because it's got, you know, this is one that I've used for him with the tank and shorts. This is one that we've both got clothes in. This lion set I used to make his cousin, my nephew, a t-shirt. And the yellow I also made some clothes for my nephew. And then the blue and white stripes, I think I made myself a top using this fabric. So it's kind of nice when it has like little bits that I've used for the projects, and I can kind of see that when he's wearing it. So these turned out to be like super long. He's not that tall and they're too long for him. Also, I think because of the way that I patchworked everything together, I ate into my seam allowance a bit. So they're quite thin. They do fit him, they do go on, although it's a little bit of an effort to get his foot through the foot hole. But they are too long. But he's not super tall, so that's probably why. So the pieces that I made for me, so I got a free pattern for the Sew House 7 Elemental skirt, and it's a pencil skirt, and I used this like green textured jersey fabric that I had used to make a pencil skirt when I was pregnant, so it was my maternity skirt, and I did quite like it. Totally different pattern, but I mean it's really hard to see on camera because it's obviously a lot bigger and it's just a pencil skirt. So I cut out a size 12 because when I looked at my measurements, that's what I fitted into. And I know they say to use your measurements rather than actually just going by what size you normally are, but when I do that, it always puts me in much higher size. Clearly the 12 was going to be too big. I'd already like cut the pieces out and sewn it together then, so I just decided to like sew it in an extra centimetre to try and take it down to what would have been a size 10 or the next size down. So it's a bit of a fudge job. I think it's still too big, but also the big problem is like I think I cut my waist elastic far too big. I just kind of forgot how you do elastic really, but it isn't inserted into a channel, it's like actually sewn onto the fabric twice. So if I wanted to take that out now and make it smaller, the waist elastic, I'd have to unpick all of that sewing, cut the elastic smaller and then re-sew it back in, and I still think that it would be too big. So I'm not quite sure what to do with that, whether I should just unpick the entire thing, recut it in a size even smaller, or whether I should just abandon the project, because I'm not sure that a pencil skirt is really me anyway, but I just kind of like the idea of them. The other thing that I made was another free, no it wasn't another free pattern, I paid for it. It was a Style Arc Laura leggings. I had only just heard of Style Arc as a pattern company, and because I've been watching the Minerva YouTube videos, which are fun. I do like the Minerva website, and they did say that they don't give super detailed instructions, which is definitely true, but I didn't find that that was really a problem. Like the Laura leggings are fairly simple construction, and that was fine. But again, I struggled to know what size to make. So these are the leggings. I used this like, I don't know what, I have no idea what the fabric is because I've had it for ages and I just have so much of it. I decided to use it and I still have quite a bit left. I guess it's like a technical fabric. Did I use the wrong side of the fabric? I might have done. Can't actually remember. It's a bit hard to tell which is the right and wrong side. I'm not sure. I don't think it makes much difference. Yeah, I don't know what this is, lycra or something. Obviously they're just leggings, they're really long. The size is all off, and again the waistband is too big. I think my elastic piece is too big. I don't know, the fit is just wrong. I think the fabric itself doesn't maybe have enough stretch, because these I think are supposed to just be like kind of casual lounging around leggings. They're not really supposed to be workout leggings, but then the fabric itself I think is more of a technical fabric, although I don't really know if you would class it as that because I don't know anything about fabrics and I don't know what this fabric is, so I can't look it up because I got this ages ago. So I would say they're a fail. And again with the waist elastic, it's sewn in, so I can't just take that in without unpicking the whole thing. My sewing is not particularly neat. I will say that I've discovered what a stretch stitch is on the sewing machine. I was just using a zigzag stitch, but there's actually like a separate stretch zigzag stitch, which I think is working better. So that's a good thing. And then the last thing is just an amendment, an adjustment. So I made this top for boyfriend ages ago, and he never wore it because he said that the thread was scratchy. I tried to so it had like stay tape in the shoulder, so I took that out and I tried to trim the seam as much as possible, but he said the thread was still itchy, so I've really badly put in some what do you call this, bias binding, but it's like really like smooth soft bias binding, so I need to give it to him to try on to see if this has actually achieved anything. It's really badly sewn in because I'm not 100% sure how you're supposed to sew in bias binding, but because I trimmed the seam allowance there was very little fabric to actually sew it onto. So I have to see if that'll work, because it's a shame that I spent a lot of time making it and then he never actually wore it. And our son has a t-shirt in this same fabric, so it's really cute that they match, but they never wear them together. So that's the sewing that I've done. So I kind of want to keep going with the kid stuff because it's so much fun and it's been working really well. But I kind of feel like my son has so much clothing and I need to sort out my wardrobe really. And it would be really nice to just be able to make myself some stuff. I have bought a bunch more patterns, so I've spent the money. It's just, I would love to use up some of the fabric I already have, but I don't know that it's necessarily appropriate for the patterns I've got, which is obviously like a problem that I'm having, that I'm using the wrong fabric really, or the wrong fabric, the wrong size, the wrong pattern, just the wrong stitch, the wrong everything probably. But the kids stuff is going really well, and it's really like quite quick to knock together, for me anyway. Like those sweatshirts took maybe like 4 hours, which for me is a quick make. So that is just a roundup of the sewing that I've done. Let me know what you think in the comments, and subscribe for more.